Hi, leaders of the Cordova Stake. I wanted to make a small video demonstrating activity sharing and showing you what it is, and also demonstrating how to create something for the activity sharing page. When we say activity sharing, we want you to have the same perspective that the church has. Activity sharing is just what the name implies. We're sharing the activities that we're doing with the general public. The goal of activity sharing is for units all throughout the country to post the activities that they're doing so that as individuals in the community are searching for good things to do, I want to find a Christian service near me. I want to find an Easter Sunday service near me. I have a 15-year-old boy. What are 15-year-old boy activities going on this week? That as those searches happen in a general search engine, our activities are able to come up. Activity sharing makes this possible. It's not that the individuals will come to the activity sharing page. It's just the events that we post there will be searchable and therefore findable, right? They'll find them and be able to learn more information about them. Anything that we post on activity sharing will automatically be posted to Eventbrite and be part of a larger search engine catalog, right, for individuals to find our events. So first thing is to show you what it looks like. So the church has created activity sharing pages for each one of the units in the church. And so how do you find them? One way to find them, the way the church would share with you, is you could go to log in and go to My Home. And as you go to My Home, what you'll find right underneath your name and your ward assignment, so I'm the Rossmore Ward, if you can click on View Your Ward page. And what this is an activity sharing page. Has the name of the ward and the stake that we're in. And then you come down, there's a general welcome message. This was done by the church, hasn't been changed by our ward. It lists our Sunday service and our gospel study time. So notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say sacrament service or sacrament meeting, and it doesn't say gospel doctrine, priesthood relief society, come follow me. It uses general language that's understandable to the public. So we want people to know, hey, we have a Sunday service, right? They know what that means. It's where we come together as a congregation, hear wonderful sermons, and we're together. They know what gospel study means, and so they can understand, oh, they're going to study the gospel at that time. And so this right here, then this box, the Sunday service gospel study, the map, that's all church generated. An individual ward can change their welcome message, and that has happened in our stake. And as you come down here, these are the upcoming activities. This right here is activity sharing. So what you won't see right now is anything unique to the Rossmore Ward. I know in the past that they've posted events that were happening late last year, but nothing new has been posted recently, so nothing is here other than stake youth baptisms. And so somebody at the stake level has posted in stake youth baptism. You can see that they made it a recurring event saying, hey, we're having our 8-year-old baptisms. Okay. So that's great. We as members can see this if we know this page exists and if we come here. The problem would be that it's not a problem, but this is also available to the public, right? They would be able to see that we have stake youth baptisms. They might not even understand what that means, but it would be available to them. So if I go to another unit, I'll show you another way to get to this. If you type in maps.churchofjesuschrist.org and click on that, this is a nice way to do it as well. So for my geographic area, it's telling me, hey, these are the wards that are close to you. And if I click on the Hagen Park ward, if you look down the list of information, so less than halfway down, or I guess more than halfway down, is activity sharing. And if I click on this, I get the Hagen Park Ward page. And so as I look at the Hagen Park Ward page, you can see it has the same general picture and everything that the church did as a stock type of thing when they released this. But you can also see that the Hagen Park Ward has posted some things. They've posted their a youth music festival that's going to be held in the Elk Grove Stake so that their youth know about it. So this event right here would be searchable on the internet now. It's going to be available in Eventbrite, and it's available right here for members to come in and say, you know what, I know somebody and I'd like to share this with them. And they can share by email, Facebook, Pinterest. They can share the link itself to it so they can know more about it. If I click on it, you can see that there is a brief description. Come celebrate the last days of summer with Elk Grove congregations. There'll be swimming, games, music, and food. And they give the location of where it's all taking place. And it's for both boys and girls, right? You can see that in there. Individuals could RSVP and let them know that they will be coming. And how many are coming and whether they're interested in future events and other things. Church is using this as a missionary tool. So, good example of a post. Let me go back in there. And the share buttons from there as well. They also have their Valiant activities posted. You could see that somebody made that a recurring event. Now, Valiant activities, from a public point of view, they don't know what that is. Right? And so they're like, I don't know what that is. And so most likely they're not going to come. So as we post things on here, we want to have a vision that we are speaking to our community as opposed to our members. And how do you speak to your community? How do you make this happen? Let me show you a third way to come up with your page. If I type in River Park Ward website, they will come up as well. So here's the River Park Ward. You can see that they have posted that they have open basketball, young men, young women, activities. All of these are recurring events. And so they just keep rolling forward and forward and forward on there. And different images letting everybody know, hey, there's open basketball. So somebody in the community, if they were typing in want to play basketball, this would come up as an option to them through search engines because we made it publicly available. So how do we do that? How do we make it publicly available? If I click on resources and we go to the church calendar, this is how you post an activity on activity sharing. So you can see that this is the state calendar, and many of these events have not been shared on activity sharing. They're here on the state calendar for our state to know about, but they have not been posted on a state calendar. So, I'm sorry, they have not been posted on activity sharing. I said that incorrectly. So how you post an event is, let me go to the month of August. Since there's so much was happening in July, it'd be a little bit less overwhelming. And I'm going to come here to the 6th of August. And I'm going to click on it. And so remember, I'm posting an event for the community. So I could post something like fun activity for boys aged 12 to 17. Make it general but very specific. I pre-typed in a description. All boys aged 12 to 17 from our congregation and nearby community are invited to come to the church building at 2400 Cordova Lane for a fun and uplifting activity. This week we will be playing Ultimate Frisbee with treats to follow. If you're coming for the first time, we recommend using the RSVP button so we can reach out to you ahead of time to answer any questions you may have. This is not a requirement, so if you forget, please still come. We are looking forward to seeing you there. And so this is just the way you create any calendar event. You most likely are familiar about this from creating calendar events in your callings, right? And so as I come down here, nothing special, but I want you to pay attention between this gap between calendar and date. As I select a calendar, I'm going to select a ward activity. I now have this option to make it a public event, and it shares with me. Public events will be displayed on your ward webpage, right? The activity sharing, and be posted on various online event listing platforms such as Eventbrite. And so when I click this is a public event, that is what puts it on the activity sharing page. Nothing is really different. So here's the description that I've already typed. That just came up and it got placed in there. You can choose an image. The church has an image library here, so it's a youth event, so I'm looking for something that is youth related or activity related. You can see many use this picture right here. Maybe I will choose this, where we have some youth outside having a good time. I can be specific and say, hey, this is an event for everyone, but that's not our case. This is specifically a young men activity, so I'll put youth boys. And then I'm going to come down here and choose a start time. Already has the date I selected. And so I'm going to come in here and choose 7 o'clock. Puts my end time at 8 o'clock. That's perfect. I'm not going to repeat it because remember, I made it specific to what was happening that night. Ultimate Frisbee. And I would suggest that, right? To instead of potentially just creating these repetitious events that are super general, make it exciting and let them know what's happening that week. The location is a church facility. It's going to take place at the Cordova Lane building. And I'm going to just say it was Ultimate Frisbee, so we'll be outside, but we're going to do some treats. So maybe I need the serving area and cultural hall. And whether email reminders or not, this is to our members, right? But it has nothing really to do with activity sharing. And I've read and agreed to the content stuff. And so I can preview it. So hopefully everything goes through okay. And it takes a little bit. But here's my post, right? If I didn't like the picture, I can go back and edit it. But here's what it says. And maybe I didn't pick the greatest picture, right? Because only girls are pictured. So I could go back to continue editing and be like, that was a lame picture to pick. Let me come down here and look for different pictures that might be better for me. And I go through here and okay, here's some people playing sports. So I'm going to just select that. If you do use your own pictures, the church recommends not using pictures of members of the ward. Keep them general, right? That way we're not violating any privacy issues or causing any problems. So that's better. That's sports. Different genders are involved, but specifically what I had before was a picture of girls, but I can just go back and edit if there's something I didn't like. Shows me when it is, where it is, and RSVP, and I scroll down and there's really nothing. So you're wondering, well, what do I do? Well, you finish the process, not in anything down here, but by coming up here and clicking this publish button, this green button up in the top right corner. When I click publish, that is what takes it and puts it on the website, right? I have a URL. Look, you can generate a QR code that would be shareable, that you could take, that would have that. You could copy that, right, download it, and then use that. So it's allowing you to generate those things. You can see that my event comes right in here. Fun activity for boys, right, on the 6th. So it's part of the stake counter, so my stake knows. But my stake would have always known if I did something in the calendar. Who wouldn't know is the public. So I've made it public. Now, I'm hesitating for a minute because I know from experience it takes about a minute or so to show up on the ward webpage. So we'll give it a little bit of time. But let's try it. Let's see if it's ready. So I'll click on Rossmoor Ward webpage. I'll come here using the Google link. And it's posted. So remember, before it was the stake youth baptisms over and over and over again. Now I have Wednesday, August 6th from 7 to 8 p.m., a fun activity for boys age 12. My members can be like, oh yeah, I want to invite somebody. And if they know about this page, they could go to their webpage. They can share it very easily, either through link, social media, or directly through an email with people they know. Right? And what's awesome is now it's on Eventbrite and other large platforms, right, where it can be searchable. But it's that easy, just walking through the calendar type of process, clicking that one button to share it with the community. The way that you monitor those RSVPs is going to Leader and Clerk Resources. Let me click on that. And under reports, there'll be an activity sharing report. I have a very limited amount of reports now in my calling, but I do have the activity sharing report. And as I click on activity sharing report, it will show us, I'm seeing the entire stake. Most likely, if you're at the stake level, that's what you'll see. But if you are at a ward level, a unit level, most likely you'll see just your unit. I don't know, but you can see that we have one upcoming public event in the Rossmo Ward. And so I can click on that Rossmo Ward and see what that event is. Let me go back for a moment on that page. See if it reloads well. But up here are the RSVPs. And so they can be managed. I think that you have to designate somebody to do that, to manage those RSVPs, but maybe not, because I'm able to view all the RSVPs and you'd be able to see who's attending and have some contact information. And you can refer them to the missionaries, because if you know that they're not from your unit, you can have the missionaries reach out to them. So they're looking at this as a missionary tool, and that's why all ward missionaries have access to post things on activity sharing, and I believe to view this activity sharing report. So that's how you do it. Remember, I created an event that is not actually going on in the Rossmo Ward. I just wanted you to see how it's happening. So let me go to the calendar again. And let's suppose an event gets canceled, or you want to edit it because somebody looks at it and says, that's not quite right. You can go to that event. I had mine in August, I believe August 6th. I can click on it, and the editors can all come here. They can get the QR code as they want. They can copy the URL so that somebody can go directly to that event. But I can edit it if things needed to change, but I can also remove it. So as I remove it, it has me click twice, remove. It's immediately removed from the church calendar, but it takes the same 1 to 2 minutes to remove from that sharing website, but it will be removed. That's the process in order to post things on the website. Now, as the units go and use this tool, questions are going to come up. Have them reach out to me, Wayne Jensen, at any time they have questions. But I thought this video might help you understand and help others understand how this activity sharing works. Thank you.